Rick and Morty are trending, but not for good reasons. The Last of Us, is that the next Walking Dead? Adam Warlock is in the Guardians of the Galaxy. And trending, Blade's daughter makes her debut in her own comic. We got a surprise giveaway. Could it be original art? Could it be a slab? You decide. All this week in comics.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the show. What's going on, my guys over there? I already see Ralph is there. I see Comics by the Bay. I see Cole. I see your boy Leo. What's happening, Josh? How you been, man?
I've been good to be here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun week, man. It's a fun week. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about, but as you can see right now, the hashtag is already up. And it's gonna be hashtag Last of Us. I already see that some of the comics are starting to come in, and that's right, 0 seconds in, and Josh is joshing.
I didn't do anything. I'm just here.
There you go. Cole needs a nap. Cole, welcome to the show.
You're in the right place.
Right, but yes, it is on Mondays. It is Monday evening. You know what that means. We are here to talk about what's trending, what's hot. We're going to talk about what's coming out, and we're just going to talk and shoot the breeze while we're at it, right? And Comics by the Bay, this is the greatest comment I've ever seen. I need a crap.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Did you get to see his photo on Instagram? Took a photo of his booty. So it's a photo of his booty. I told him it's a nice booty, man. It's nice and round, a good apple bottom. There you go. You know, I'm just saying, I'm happily married, Comics. So and from what I heard, you are too. So
Respect.
I know, right? So what you're gonna do right now is, while we talk about the show, while we talk about the comics that are coming out, want you to take this opportunity. I see that Nathan already has done it. You're gonna do the hashtag Last of Us. That's the hashtag for today. Also, if you are watching by way of YouTube, you are going to vote for your choice. Apple bottom jeans, of course, he would do that, right? Nate's already started. We're going to start collecting the Last of Us. It's the Last of Us. That is going to be the hashtag for today. And if you haven't done so already, if you're on YouTube, you could actually vote for what we're going to give away. So the first thing I'm going to show to everybody here is it's either a trending comic, it's going to be a slab, or it's going to be original art. Simple as that. So let's start with the trending comic. So the trending comic that we're going to go, this is going to be the trending comic, Wakanda issue number 4. This is the Tozen book. This is the book people have been looking for. A lot of LCSs didn't pick this book up because it wasn't high on demand. But now I think it's going for, like, last I checked, it was going for like $15 or something like that. Mm-hmm. So that's your trending book that's your trending book that we're going to do. That's it. You could choose that one. Or you could choose a slab. And I know Ralph loves slabs. Right? And I picked the perfect slab for Ralph because Ralph likes to call them comic coffins. And who better than to have a comic book that is exactly that, a coffin comic? Why not the Cult of Dracula? This is going to be a signature 9.8. It is signed by Henry Martinez, and as you can see here, it is also a Virgin variant. So how you doing, my boy Leo? You're green screening. Yeah, my shirt is green screening. Don't you just love that? I'm not going to change it, guys. I was like, I'm not changing. I had to change the other shirt. I was like, oh, yeah, this shirt's got a green screen. All right. So that's the slab. And lastly, the last book here is going to be Batman Spawn. This is, as you can see here, there's nothing here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you some original art. So, do you guys like original art? You're gonna get original art. You're gonna get a nice little drawing here. It'll be something simple. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do yet. You know, I might just do a Batman. I might just do a Spawn. I might just do a Batman and a Spawn. Or did Spawn ever get a sidekick? That'd be great if Spawn had a sidekick.
He has like allies.
He has allies, but not sidekick, right? It would be great to do a
Yeah,
sidekick, right? So those are going to be your books today. If you are in YouTube, you should be able to do the poll on YouTube. I did a poll throughout the week, and you know what happened, Josh? What ended up happening was that we got a tie. So we need to break the tie. And we need to give you the opportunity. Where's that Cult of Dracula? Well, it's right here, right now. So it's right here.
He wants your location. He's going to come rob you.
It's coming from Second Sight Publishing. So that's where they came from. But it's a cool cover, man. It's a 9.8, courtesy of my boy Lone Wolf from Lone Wolf Comics. And speaking of Lone Wolf, you may or may not know, if you're ever in the Bronx area in the month of August, we're going to have a convention. It's a Bronx anime and comic show, and if you use the promo code Izzy, you get 50% off the convention.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big promo code. That's going to be for the month of February. I'll put a link in the description just to make sure you guys can get to it. But again, it's all the way in August, so I believe it's August 12th. I want to say. My brains doesn't work that well, but that there you have it. Hagar Horrible. He wants it. He wants that Cult of Dracula, does he? Yep, it's in the Bronx. Right, that's in the Bronx. Yep, the convention is going to be in the Bronx. It's by Lone Wolf and Yasu Collectibles. It's a great show. I've done them plenty of times. So that's the case. Right now, we got a few things going on here. So let's take a look. I got 4 entries. Remember, hashtag Last of Us. All right, so let's go into the show. Let's get things started, guys. And we start our show, as always, with the same thing. We're going to be doing what we're going to be talking about, our trending books. So let's get started. And we have some trending books. As you can see here, we're going to be talking about Key Collector's Top 20. We're going to be talking about CBSI's Top Hot 100 and Cover Price's Top 10 books that came out today. Josh, did you get a chance to see any of them? Any of the list?
From this list?
Yeah.
I briefly glanced at it, throughout my busy day.
All right, so let's get started with the top trending 20, starting with Atlantis Chronicles #4. This book came out back in June of 1990. It is written by a few people, actually. Yeah, this is a book that it just came out of nowhere. And do you know the character Kordax? Do you happen to know the character Kordax?
That one escapes me.
Okay. Kordax happens to be an ancestor of Aquaman.
Okay.
And he's this is where it gets hilarious. He's an ancestor of Aquaman because he has blonde hair.
Okay.
That's how you know.
Point? Is that like the big reveal?
That's the big reveal, that he's a blonde. So right. Apparently he's not the movie version. But I am not kidding you. If you look at the character, it's hard to see it from the image that you see here. But he's clearly he's kind of a shark-like character, but he has blonde hair. It looks so stupid.
All right.
But the big thing is that there is rumors that he's going to appear in the Aquaman movie, the Aquaman sequel. So that's the big deal. We'll see what happens. Now, this is what dollar bins were made for, man. Books like this. So, what's up, House of X, man? What's going on, Kenneth? Yeah. Dollar bins. This book was made for the dollar bin. I'm just letting you guys know that right now. But that is one of the hottest books right now. It's going to be extremely rare to find. Just to let you know how rare this book is, there were less than 100 books in the CGC graded. There's less than 100 books graded of this book. That's how insignificant this book was until now.
Yeah, for a book from 1990 where print runs were out of control.
Exactly. So Atlantis Chronicle. All right, the second book that's on this list, we saw it last week. Again, I'm not going to say the name out loud, but you know it has to deal with the female dog, and they're in a planet. So this is this book was hot last week. It continues to get increasing comment. It's just going up. People are buying this book, right? Because it's been optioned by Amazon, and it's kind of like it's a space. What's that women's penitentiary show that came out not that long ago?
Orange is
yes. This is Orange is the New Black in space. That's what it is in a nutshell. So it is hot right now. You know, highs are for $10, but it's probably going to be worth more now if you go look for this book. Another book that was in the list last week that's still on the list, and now I found out why it's on the list, and that is Biker Mice from Mars. This book came out back in November of 1993 based on the somewhat popular animated series. Did you ever see it? I know I did it.
I'm 0 for 3.
You're 0 for 3 on this one, right? But there is rumors that they're gonna bring the show back. It has a new ownership, so someone purchased the IP. A new toy line is coming, and there is. But purple is the new hamburger. I don't know what you're trying to say there, Ralph. Purple is the new I don't understand this comment.
It seems pretty clear to me.
Okay, if you get a hamburger that's purple, first of all, I dare you to eat it. Second, nice knowing you because you'll probably be dead afterwards. Oh, so Ralph used to watch it when he was younger. Yeah, Ralph, aren't you like 80 or something? Anyway, nice. Moving on. Detective Comics 351. This is another book of a C-list villain. Happens to be the first appearance of Clue Master. Clue Master is the father of Stephanie Brown, aka Spoiler. This book, because of its age and because of its rarity, it's actually going for a high of $120. However, Clue Master is a C-list villain. He's going to be part of the new CW show Gotham Knights. Are you going to watch that?
I don't know. Titans has left a really bad taste in my mouth in terms of DC shows, but I might give it a watch.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
What are you going to do?
I'm not going to even plan on watching it.
You're not going to watch it at all?
Oh, no, I'm not going to watch it at all because according to me, it looks like garbage.
Well, see, I don't watch trailers, so I have no idea how bad it is.
Just watch this trailer. This trailer's bad. This one's bad. Like, as you're watching it, you don't even know it's Gotham based. Like, no one's in costume. There's brief discussion of, like, you know, Gotham characters, but it just looks awful. It's CW, man. What happened to you guys? You started strong with Arrow and Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and then downhill from there. So, you know what I'm saying? All right, moving on to the next book here. Now, this is a book we got to talk about. Rick and Morty #1, the first issue, the first comic book of Rick and Morty, which actually goes for about $150 right now. They're selling like hotcakes right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, you guys, if anybody hasn't heard the news, have you heard the news, Josh, of what's going on in Rick and Morty? So be kind enough to share with us what's going on.
Well, the short of it is Justin Roiland, who's been one of the co-creators and has done a lot of the voices on Rick and Morty. He's been accused of, we'll say, sexual misconduct. So that it seems like he's been taken off the show. So he won't be around for any future Rick and Morty seasons. So it's Why is that driving sales of Rick and Morty #1 is a little unclear to me, but hey.
Well, I think the reason is that people want to get rid of them. So why not do it now?
Sure.
My
Okay.
curiosity is, now that this has happened, how will it affect Rick and Morty? That's the real question.
Mhm.
Especially since, isn't he the voices of the characters?
Yes, they have to recast him in the show.
So,
Yeah.
so they have to recast him. He's obviously out. And where would that take Rick and Morty? Especially since he is a co-creator. It's his ideas. They're not. They have to come. It just, it doesn't sound like it's gonna end well for Rick and Morty, unfortunately. And we supposed to have like 40 episodes, I heard, or 60, something like that.
Yeah, I think could be. It's always hard to tell with co-creators, like, who's the real driving creative force,
Yeah.
You look at other long-running animated shows like The Simpsons. There's obviously more than one person. Family Guy, all these other shows. I think Rick and Morty might have some legs to it.
Okay. At least for a little while.
Mhm.
Right, especially if the writing is still sharp, right? Because that's one thing we know about Rick and Morty, is that the writing's pretty sharp.
I think that I think there's money to be made, and so they're certainly going to try to keep it going.
Yeah, I feel. Okay, so Kenneth in the chat says, with me, I think Rick and Morty will still be around all the time. You could find somebody else to do what he did. You can. Now, how will that, will that cause problems with Rick and Morty? With what's happening to the co-creator right now, would that cause people to leave? That's the real question of the day, right? So we'll see what happens. All right. Next book on this list is another older book. It came out back in September 1999, and that is Flash 152. This is the first full appearance of the Dark Flash. Right, he came out in a cameo back in 150 and 151, but the Dark Flash is coming out because there is rumor that he might also be part of the movie. So that's a cool character. I kind of like the Flash, kind of like the logo across his, his chest. It's kind of cool looking. He's like a dark character. As we could tell, there's a whole bunch of Flash characters already. So, but this one is going to be interesting to see how this goes. Again, this is another one of those dollar bin books. So if you're lucky, if you go to an LCS that are not paying attention, you might pick it up for dirt cheap. That's the idea. When you go to LCS, if your LCS has not updated their files or their books, you could come across with some good books. And it's up to them to make the decision how they want to price it. So go check this one out. Go look for it while it's still very inexpensive. Okay. Our next book was, somebody questioned it earlier. Who was it? I'm trying to see who questioned it. Oh yeah, Cole's comic. Why is Sex Criminals on the list? Well, because people like sex criminals. And people like this book. This book came out back in 2013. This book, when it did come out, it was controversial. First of all, it was controversial. And second, people like this kind of stuff. I'm just being honest. All right. So Sex Criminal, why is it on the list? I'll tell you why it is, Cole. Reason why it's in the list, it's also been optioned by Amazon. So Amazon optioned Sex Criminals for a TV series. And if you want to hear have you ever heard the synopsis behind Sex Criminals, Josh? Are you familiar with Sex Criminal?
This is not at all my kind of book.
All right. So it's a pair of thieves that discover that when they have intercourse, the world around them freezes, allowing them to steal without opposition. Yes, I'm not kidding. That is how it happens. And that's why they are sex criminals. So when they reach climax, that's when they're able to go on a stealing spree.
Interesting. How long does it last?
No comment there.
It's just a question.
I don't know how long they. I can't answer it on the signs that it might put me into bad trouble. Anyway, but there it is. That's the book that's coming out. That's also on the list here. Another one that just happens to be on the list. I think it's more of just because, right? Not because of anything in particular. Ralph, 1 minute. Now the real question is, and I'm almost certain this has to be part of the story. And this is Matt Fraction and Chip Sargasky. In case you didn't know, that's the writing force behind it. So, good team. So you got to check that out. The next book is Iron Fist number 14. This is a classic book. This is a classic Bronze Age book. First appearance of Sabretooth. If you don't know this book, this is where Sabretooth made his first appearance. Is that rare occasion where a villain makes an appearance on a different book, but then becomes popular because of another book. And the reason why this is in the list is because copies have sold. There's no real rhyme and reason behind it. It just copies have sold. So, cool. I actually think that's a cool one. Next book on the list, Star Wars Darth Vader issue number 3. Now, you're my Star Wars guy, Josh. Why is this one important?
So this is the first appearance of Dr. Aphra, who's been, I guess, the breakout character of the 2010s in terms of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
This is getting pretty expensive. It's getting up there well over 100.
Yeah. It says here the high right now is 150. It's probably more.
Yeah.
At this point, but it's not just Dr. Aphra. We got triple O, I think it is, aka 000, a droid. You got BT1, an assassin droid, which is all cool. So you got some stuff there. Another book that's on the list, again, same. I think pretty much with the same possibilities as Iron Fist, but again, the James Gunn effect comes into play in this one, and that is New Teen Titans issue number 2. This features the first appearance of Deathstroke the Terminator, which is also a great book. Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, should we talk about the fact that the Titans are the new Justice League?
Sure, why not?
Because that seems. Yes, the Gun effect, but and they maybe they heard me complaining last week. They is coming out in the future, so they actually have their own book.
Yes.
So maybe they'll bring back Deathstroke. It seems like he didn't end up in a good spot last time we saw him.
I just hope he doesn't come up with that dumb mohawk. I did not like that mohawk. It looked ridiculous. I like Slay. I like that version of Deathstroke. So we'll see what happens there. All right, moving on from our list. Let's go to the next slide here. That's Titanic. Wow, good pun there, Ralph. Good one. All right, how original. All right, let's go to our next book here, Edge of Spider-Verse issue number 2, featuring the first appearance of Spider-Gwen. That's right, Spider-Gwen is back here. Here she's called the Spider-Woman, but they ended up changing it to Ghost Spider. Everybody knows it's Spider-Gwen. No one's going to change it. That's how it is. It's not like it's going to ever change. It's one of those things, right? So you have that going on there. Again, she's supposed to it's also the first appearance of M.E.M.J. Watson from Earth 65, who bonds with Carnage symbiote in the King in Black event. So that's part of what's going on there. Also, another book that's on the list. Again, this is one of those weird ones, but it is Star Wars 68. This came out way back in 1983, guys. Back in February 1993. It features Boba Fett on the cover. But what's interesting about this book is that it's not really about Boba Fett at all. He just happens to be on the cover, I guess, to make sales happen. But it talks, it's the first mention of the actual Mandalorians. So that's what makes this book hot. This book currently goes for about $200.
Yep.
It's not a book you get to see that often. So, all right. All right, next in our list here, Ghost Rider 31. This is the first full team appearance of the Midnight Suns. Now, the Midnight Suns, they got a popular video game, as well as there's big rumors that we are going to see the Midnight Suns sooner rather than later. Cool. But this version of the Midnight Suns features Ghost Rider, Dan Keach, Johnny Blaze, Mobius, Blade, Doctor Strange, Hannibal King, Frank Drake, Victoria Montetes, Louise Hastings, and Sam Buchanan, which happens to be the Midnight Suns. This is a book that I'm not even sure I own. I just might own it, but I don't know. But the next book I do own. I actually have 2 copies of this one. All right. And that is Marvel Premiere #1. This one came out even longer than that. And that was back in April of 1972. This is the rebirth of him, who will now be known moving forward simply as Adam Warlock. So why is this so popular, Josh? Because first of all, it's my favorite character, right? So that's why it's popular, because I said so. But what makes this book so important now?
Oh, he's going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy. What are we up to? 3, 4?
Volume #3, man. Yeah, technically it's volume 3 because we had the Christmas special. So yeah,
that doesn't count.
All right. But what's important about this one here, more so than his first appearance, which was Fantastic Four '67, which is I'm staring at right now. This one's more in tune to what story we're going to see in James Gunn's movie. So in James Gunn's movie, I think they're going to focus more so from this story, because we are going to see the High Evolutionary, who also happens to be in this book, and he's the one that actually names him Adam Warlock. He names him, and him becomes Adam Warlock, and he shares with him Counter Earth, and this is the book that starts that storyline. So it's a big book. It is extremely hot key. This one, a high grade comic book right now is going for like $2,000.
Yep.
Yeah, so and if you get a raw edition, it's going for close to about $700. So it's definitely a hot book. If you have it, do what you can with it. All right, talking about hashtag Last of Us. If you haven't done so already, we have 9 entries at the moment. Isn't that cool? We were struggling last time to get more. These are 9 official entries right now. Hashtag Last of Us, man. Whew, dude, man, you're missing out. Josh has not seen Last of Us. Are you just waiting for the season to be over so you could just watch it and binge it?
Oh, is it not even all out yet? Yeah.
No. This is a week by week event. HBO.
I mean, I'll wait. If I really wanted to, I could watch a playthrough of the game. So it's not urgent for me.
And this is Josh, guys. Mr. Laid Back himself. Josh is exactly that. He is Josh, and as Nate was pointing out, right? But Last of Us there's 3 episodes, and the last episode was it was an intimate episode. That's probably the best way I could describe it. And it took us on a different course. It wasn't the story of the Pedro Pascal character, Paul. Ralph, you're killing me with these puns, man. He's waiting for the first of them. I'm gonna kick you out sooner or later, man. All right, but to answer this one, Last of Us, this book here is the first official title of The Last of Us as a comic book. It's the American Dreams comic. It also features the same character with the spoiler, she has been bitten, but she never changed. So everybody's wondering if she has an immunity towards the fungus. So this book is extremely hot right now. It's going for a high raw sale of $160, but I'm assuming it's even higher now. This book is gonna go up in price, and this is not going to be the last time you see this book on this list. All right. Next book that's on our list here that's trending, again, as I mentioned earlier, is Wakanda #4. This book is going for a current high of $12. However, it is going to keep growing up because it is a book that it's taking its time to grow, because it was a sleeper. It was a sleeper book. No one saw it. No one talked about it. No one thought it was going to be a big deal. But when this book came out, when issue 4 came out, featuring the first appearance of Kimye, or Kaim, right? Kaim, love interest of Tosin. Tosin happens to be the character that this is really about. This was the book that everybody was like, oh, wait a minute, we got to find out what this book is about, and now it's demanding a lot of money. More importantly, it doesn't have many variants. I think there's like one variant to this book.
And the number 4 issue in a series is always interesting, because by the time retailers have to order number 4, they've already seen their sales for number 1. So it very well could have been Wakanda number 1 didn't do so well at retailers, so they cut their order a lot, and thus this is a limited print run. I'm speculating here.
This has to be a limited print run. It is the 4th issue. So issue number 1 probably didn't sell like bonkers. Issue number 2 probably sold even less. Issue number 3 probably sold even less than that. So when issue 4 came out, it was like, who cares? Mm-hmm. So they all had a low print run. Not that many. There again, like I said, there's really aren't no variants for this book. So this book has a low print run, and the fact that it features Tosin, which happens to be a very popular character right now. And there is some future possibilities for this character. We could potentially see a book that could be, right now it's going for $12, but by a month or two, it could be easily even higher than that. So, and I was fortunate enough to get me a copy. Thank you, my boys at Squiggy's Dugout, of this book. So, and I got myself a copy for you. If you guys pick that as your choice as a trending comic. So again, if you're on YouTube right now, you can choose the trending comic, and in this case, it's going to be Wakanda number 4. You can pick a slab. You could pick the original art book. And right now, we have we have enough. We still have a tie. All right, moving on to our next book here. This is another one of those books that, for some reason or another, has a low print run. It is a second print 1 in 25 variant. We talked about Amazing Spider-Man number 14 last week. It is the first appearance of Hallows Eve. But what's important about this one is a black and white second print Senate variant. It is currently going, you ready for this? $120 raw right now.
All right.
Exactly. And Hallows Eve, only time will tell if she's going to be a character with longevity. Right now, there's no telling.
Yeah. Well, she's getting her own series.
She's getting her own limited series, so we'll see how that turns out. I'm sure there'll be plenty of covers, right, and things like that. And speaking of hot variants, Action Comics 1051. This is the Warren Liu 1,000 copies available. This was a store exclusive. This book is extremely hot, but now there is also a foil edition of this book, which I remember. I was hanging out with you, and I said, "Hey, the book sold out." I was like,
right.
I had it. I'm like,
you came to me like, "Oh, it started," then you walked away. When you came back, it was sold out.
It was sold out. I was like, "Son of a gun! Why? Why?" But if you go to Warren Liu's website, he is offering 10. He's doing a giveaway for this book. So if you go to Warren Liu's website, you will see that book is also, he's trying to get a giveaway for the foil. What's up, Jake? How you doing, my man? So don't forget, guys, if you haven't done so already, make sure you do the hashtag Last of Us. That's going to be the hashtag for today. We currently have 9 entries, so make sure you put those entries in there for the hashtag Last of Us for either a sketch comic book, a trending slab, a trending comic book or slab. So let's go to our next book here in our list, and that's Star Wars: The High Republic, The Blade issue 2. You talked about this book, right? We talked about this book, right?
So I really like that it's shown up here, because yes, there are some first appearances in this issue, but I also think this is just the best Star Wars book out right now, point blank. So I feel like that's what's driving most of the demand for this. I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, and this is the Miko Suyan cover. This one's currently going for like $65 right now. Just came out. This book is brand new. Mm-hmm. So hot book, came out just not that long ago. Brand new. It is a top tier book. Again, just like some other these books, if you go to the LCS, you might be able to get yourself a copy. You got to grab them while they're hot, right? Mm-hmm. Early, before they start noticing that people are buying this book. So that's usually the catch, right?
Yes.
I love my LCS, but they got to keep current. If they don't keep current, they're gonna miss out. All right. And lastly, a book that's honestly no surprise that it's in this list. Really no surprise. In fact, my boy Comics by the Bay in his video today, he mentioned it. Right? He enjoyed the book. I picked up my copy myself, but like many people, it's the cover. It's simply the cover. It's the Art Germ cover of Emma Frost, man. And classic Emma Frost, too. It's not even like new looks. This is old school Emma Frost at her finest. And I'm not kidding when I say her finest. So this is the 1 in 100 variant, currently going for $120. If you just like the art, then you could buy the regular book. If you buy the regular book, by all means, man, just enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the book, enjoy the cover, the trade book. Hey, look at this. My boy Jake, thank you so much for leaving a tip. Look at that. We got a tip, man. Woohoo!
Now you can afford another book.
Now I could get another comic book. Maybe I could afford that Emma Frost book. Who knows?
Yeah.
Just to let you guys know, if you want to buy me a comic book, you could either utilize the hashtag. You could use it here. You could do it here, or you could just go ahead and buy me a comic book. You see the QR code right up there, guys. But Sins of Sinister #1. Did you pick up a copy, Josh?
I didn't. I acquired a copy,
but you haven't read it yet.
I did read through it.
Same here, but I heard a lot of good things. Like Matt was talking about it from Comics by the Bay. He was talking a little bit about it. He said it's pretty good. So I'm looking forward to reading it, especially with some of the stuff I heard that's in the book. It sounds pretty crazy. Sinister has always been a favorite of mine, so I'm happy about that. All right, guys, now that we talked about our trending comics from Key Collector, it's time to talk a little bit about the top 10 books from CBSI. So here's the CBSI top 10 books. Again, some books we talked about already. All right. Starting with number 10, The Last Ronin, The Lost Years #1. This is the Mike Didot 1 in 100 Virgin variant. No surprise there. This book is currently going for like $100 right now. So that's a big deal. Another book here, Daredevil #1 back in 2011. This is the John Romita. John Romita, Papa Romita. He did this cover. That's kind of nice to see that, you know what I'm saying? Giving love to some guys. This book is currently going for about $250. It's pretty insane. All right. Another Action Comics 1050, but not the one that we just said. It's not the Warren Lau book, but the David Nakayama book, man. So DNA he's getting love. This one's currently going for about $10, so you could probably still pick it up from your LCS. Also, you got number 7, Marvel Comics Presents issue number 6, 1 in 25, Pablo Siqueira. I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. This book just happens to be in this list. Again, I'm not 100% sure why it's here. It doesn't seem to have anything, of note. So who knows what it means? But that book is on the list here. Again, another Last of Us is here. Issue number 4 of Last of Us. Again, people are just trying to pick up these books, man. They're just trying to collect the Last of Us books, okay? So that's important. Again, remember, hashtag Last of Us to be entered for the giveaway today, guys. So remember to do that. Right now, we have 9 votes for a slab. So it sounds like people want that Cult of Dracula book. Well, we'll see where we go there. Okay. We also have Sex Criminals. We talked a little bit about Sex Criminals earlier. That's number 5 on the list. Another book we talked about earlier was Biker Mice. In fact, all these books we talked a little bit about, right? So we could go pretty quicker now. Biker Mice from Mars is number 4. Itch Planet is number 3. There goes that. What was that?
Bless you.
Sins of Sinister #1, the Art Germ 1 in 100 Virgin variant. There it is. Again, that's number 2. And the number 1 book, according to CBSI, and here's your thumbs up, guys. Make sure you give the thumbs up. CBSI number 1 book is Star Wars The High Republic Blade, the Miko Surian 1 in 25 variant. Those are your top 10 as per CBSI. So not bad at all. All right, it's time to go to Cover Price. Now, Cover Price is another cool tool. This is the list that just came out today. So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about the Cover Price top 10 lists. And again, this one's pretty interesting as well. So let's go ahead and talk about it. And starting with number 10. Number 10 is X-Men issue 101. Isn't that interesting? All right, this book has gained some sales. It's the first appearance of the Phoenix, Jean Grey as the Phoenix. So that's why this book is a hot book. Yes, Jake, biker mice from Mars. I know. That's all I gotta say. I know. This book is currently going for about $480 raw. Not bad. All right. The next book is, there it is. There goes that book again. There is the Warren Lau. This was the foil edition. The foil edition of Action Comics 1051. It has had 117% increase, and the top sale right now was $150 for that book. So you have that book. Which book, Ralph? All right. So that's that one. Again, number 8. We talked about it earlier. Marvel Premiere number 1. The first time they call him Adam Warlock. That book is here. It has had an increase of 137%. Currently, the book is selling graded copy, a high graded copy, currently sold for $2,125. And 10 comics have sold this week for that book. A book that I am sick and tired of talking about, but it's still on the list. I thought we got rid of this book, Josh. Did we get rid of this?
Back to the lab again.
Oh my goodness, right? The Eminem book, the Hustle Eminem book. This has seen an increase of 107%. Oh my goodness. The book, the highest sold book. You ready for this one? $3,300.
Is that the 9.9 or the 10.0 that you were talking?
It's a 9 who gives a rat's. I don't get it for this book, man. It's insane. Anyway, number 6, a book that's been on the list for plenty of times, and that's Hulk issue number 1, the Ed McGuinness regular edition. The top weekly sale is $300. 19 comics was sold this week. And number 5, we talked about this one a little quickly too. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin, The Lost Years, the Mike Dieter cover. This is cover F. The Virgin cover, the 1 in 100 Virgin cover, is currently going for $160. All right. There goes that Itch Planet. That one's currently selling for $20 raw, so you could probably pick that up dirt cheap. And there has been 12 units sold. Another book that's on this list that's going up again, and the book I'm happy to say I have my copy, and that is Venom 15, the EJ Sue cover, D 1 in 25. This one now is going for about $50 online. Star Wars, The High Republic, The Blade. This book, issue number 2, Miko Sima. This one has sold now for $96. Not bad. $96. All right, 30 units have been sold this week. And the number 1 book, according to Cover Price, is Batman Superman World's Finest, issue 11, the Jack White III cover D. This book now sells for $250, Josh. Isn't that nice that I picked this book up for Cover Price? I'm so happy. I got me a book that's worth $250 in just 2 weeks. Is it time to sell?
Yes. Yes. It is time to sell.
It is time to sell. And speaking of selling, let's go ahead and let's do our little promo piece, right? What's going on with you tomorrow, Josh?
Yeah, every Tuesday I've got a show on Whatnot. Find me, Josh Cabrera. Come by. I've got some new slabs for sale this week, so come check it out. That's
right. Josh has some slabs that he's going to be selling this week. We got some books. And again, if you haven't used Whatnot, use this promo code right there. You get $15 off your first purchase. That's right, $15. You could practically get a book from Josh for free if it's your first time buying. So this is the QR code. All you have to do is just scan the QR code. Also, if you don't have access to a QR code, it's just Whatnot whatnot.com/invite/Izzyverse, and you will get your $15 there. Also, I just want to give a shout out to BCW Supplies. BCW Supplies provides me supplies for your boxes, your comics, and all that good stuff. You get 10% off with promo code Izzyverse. And if you need to get some retailer comics, ComicXposure is a good place to go when you're not at an LCS. Just go to ComicXposure, promo code Izzyverse for 15% off. Man, I'm getting used to this stuff. See how simple it is to just say all that stuff, Josh? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. One more thing to share with you guys, just in case you forgot all about it. Hashtag Last of Us. We haven't had any new entries in there. But make sure you put your hashtag Last of Us to win one of these items. You're gonna win either Wakanda number 4, right there. Look at that. Wakanda number 4. That's the top trending book. Or you could get original art of Batman Spawn right here. We're gonna do that one. Or if you're interested in the slab, and if the slab wins, you get a 9.8 sign of Cult of Dracula. Those are the 3 titles. Just make sure you do hashtag Last of Us, and we'll do the giveaway a little. Hashtag Festivus for the rest of us. That's a good one there. All right, so let's take a look here. How's the poll going on? So far, it looks to me like most people are picking the slab. The slab seems to be winning right now. So, and of course, who wouldn't want a 9.8 slab? You know what I'm saying, Josh? And a signed slab, no less. So, good stuff there. All right, Josh, it's that time. We got a lot of new books going on this week, or do we? It's a light week. Would you say?
For one publisher in particular, it's a very light week.
For a few publishers in particular, right? All right, it's time to do our comic pull list. So let's go ahead with the tape. And here we go. We're going to kick things off with Marvel. Marvel Comics has only 14 books, Josh. What do you think? Only 14 books. You know what I'm saying? They're getting weak, man. They're getting weak. 14 titles for Marvel Comics. All right, let's go over the comic books for Marvel here. 14 good graphics. Thank you, sir. I work hard. All right, or I hardly work. It depends on how you look at it. All right. So getting things started, we have the finale of the Dark Web, the last issue of the story finally coming to an end. Josh, what's your thoughts on the Dark Web? How's it been so far?
Well, it really was not going. It was really not interesting at all until Rec Rap showed up, and now I need more Rec Rap. I need him in the main Marvel universe as a regular Peter Parker sidekick. So if anything else, I'm glad we got that character out of it.
I know, right? So who would have thought a character like Rec Rap would become the breakout star of this story?
I mean, I could have predicted it because I don't care about Madeline Pryor, and I don't really care about Ben Reilly. So,
wow, that's like religious for some people, man. It's like, how dare you say you don't like Ben Reilly?
I just, there was, as far as I could tell, no need for him to be a villain. And then Madeline Pryor, she was like, I want to be a villain. And then they talked it out, and she decided, I don't want to be a villain anymore. So I love
how you said they talked it out.
But basically, that's what happened. Like, spoilers, guys. There wasn't this, like, anyway. Just Rec Rap. That's all I have to say. Let's focus on the positive.
Okay, Rec Rap is the all-star performer, the MVP of the Dark Web story. Let us know in the comments how you feel about Rec Rap. Do you want more Rec Rap? Because I think we're gonna get more Rec Rap. That's all I gotta say. He will make a return. All right, another book that's here. We have a few #1 titles coming up this week. So a big one that I think you're excited for is Silver Surfer Ghostlight. So that's coming out this week. That sounds pretty good. And you ended up getting a copy of it, am I right?
Yeah, I pre-ordered the Del Auto variant. So I'm hoping that shows up in my mailbox this week. But yeah, they're bringing back a character who was like from ancient times, like from before I was born. So I don't know, like, was the writer or the editor just like reading some old back issues and be like, we could bring this character back. This is a good idea. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, and that's gonna make people go crazy looking at their backlist, right? This is a book. This is a character that debuted, I want to say, in the '60s.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a character that they're bringing back. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll find out. But it's really based on this character called the Ghostlight. So who is this Ghostlight character? And that's what the story is about. This is written by John Jennings, who is an Eisner Award winner, and from artist Valentin Delandro, who surprisingly also did Itch Planet.
He's hot. He's red hot right now.
He's you know what I'm saying, guys. So go check that book out, Silver Surfer Ghostlight. Another book that I'm gonna say is going to be the book to watch this week, and that is Bloodline, Daughter of Blade. So we were introduced to this character, Brielle Brooks, originally in the Free Comic Book Day Avengers book. Do you remember the Judgment Day Avenger book that came back in the summertime in May?
I missed that one.
Okay, back in May in the summertime, you had Judgment Day, Avengers Judgment Day, AEX, Avengers, X-Men, Eternals, Judgment Day, the Free Comic Book Day. There was a short story in the book which featured this character, Brielle Brooks, and she just happens to be the daughter of Blade. Now, this book, I do believe that this is going to be the book that people are going to go crazy trying to get. So I do see this book having, some kind of legs. Currently, there are quite a few covers for this book.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to openly admit, I'm not extremely excited about those covers. I don't think any of them really stood out to me. Even though there's some good talent behind those covers. So I'm curious to see how this book goes. And, it does have the potential to be a hotkey of the week. So who knows?
Yeah. It's a limited series as well. So it's always hard to predict.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It'll either be super hard to find or they'll be trying to give it away.
Yeah, exactly. Next book here is Peach Momoka Goodness. We have Demon Wars Down in Flames. It's a continuation of her Demon Wars series that she's doing. So that's also coming out this week. Also, Miles Morales, Spider-Man issue number 3 is coming out. Moon Knight issue number 20. Another tie-in to the Dark Web story. We have Venom issue 16. Avengers 65. This is where they're going to reveal Avenger Prime, which this is the 6th part of the secret history of Avenger Prime. So this is all an ongoing story within the multiverse. I did pick up some of the books, but I haven't had a chance to read them, so I'm a little behind on that. Yeah. But I am interested in these titles.
Well, they revealed Avenger Prime. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but that this is like the origin, I suppose.
Exactly. So next up is a title that I thought was interesting when I heard it. X-Force issue number 37. Who is the man behind the peacock tattoo? That's it.
We're all dying to know.
We need to know, right? Legion of X issue number 10. That's actually a pretty cool cover. Scarlet Witch issue number 2. Did you got to read issue number 1 of Scarlet Witch? I'm still behind on Scarlet Witch, but
you gotta read that. So I would say out of books in the past couple of months, in terms of best writing combined with best interior art, it's one of the leaders for me. So this is probably one of the books I'm looking forward to the most, if only for the fact I know it's going to be great.
Cool. So Scarlet, and Storm is going to be in this one too, as well, right?
Could be.
No, Storm is definitely in it.
Could be a robot. You never know.
Well, it's not Murder World. All right, Captain America: Sentinel of Liberty. Now we're getting the Invaders are back. So this is the book again. This book has been hot because of the whole MODOK stuff, right? So it's been a hot book. I picked up a copy as well, so I'm definitely interested in continuing reading that one. All right, and then we got Wakanda number 5. 4 came out. Will 5 be equally as great as 4? That's the question of the day. But this one features Shuri, so I like. No, Shuri. I said it's Shuri. Okoye. Yeah, my apologies, guys. It's like you don't know your comics.
Not gonna say anything.
I know my comics. All right, and then lastly, we got another number 1, Star Wars Stario. So, tell me, is this? Did I get it? Staros.
Yeah.
Okay, talk to me. Tell me.
Yeah.
Why is important? Why is this important?
This is a character that's been around for not that long. When she first showed up, she claimed to be the wife of Han Solo. That was a lie. So now she's getting. She normally hangs out with Dr. Afra. She's interacted with Kira. She's been in the books quite a bit, and this is her first series. So we'll see. We'll see what idea they came up with that they decided to give her own show, her own series for.
Her own show.
Yeah.
She's gonna get her own Disney series. You heard it here first.
Getting ahead of ourselves.
All right, just before we let go, Cole was also known as Rick Rapp. It was his nickname in high school. There you go, Rick Rapp Comics. All right, and Comics by the Bay also at first thought Rick Rapp was stupid, but he grew on me. That's how that works. All right. With that said, it's time to move over to the other big 2, and that is our boys at DC Comics. Now, DC Comics has a light week because, again, their books are coming out tomorrow. It's the 31st of January. For them, this is a 5th week. With that said, only 5 titles, guys. Only 5 titles. And I'm happy to say only one of them is Batman.
Amazing.
No, it's Batman. All right. But the book that I'm more excited about than all the other books has been the Flash 1 Minute War Special. I read the first part. I got the second one. I'm getting ready to read it. I enjoyed it. I personally enjoy it. I like seeing all these characters together. I specifically like this cover. This cover is really cool cover I see here. So I'm excited for that one. Another book is we have another one shot. DC Universe Lazarus Planet Legends with Reborn. I read it wrong. Legends Reborn issue number 1. This one's going to feature Trigon. It's going to have Nightwing, Firestorm, Beast Boy. So that's another book. I don't think I'm going to pick it up. I didn't pick up the last one. I don't think I'm going to pick up this one. And then you have a brand new Batman book because we need so many more Batman books, guys. Batman.
I think this is a one shot.
This is a one shot. It is Batman Legends of Gotham. This one's going to feature Katana, which there is a cover that I really like of this one. So, and I like Katana. She's a cool character. All right. The other 2 books from DC they're also one shots, and that is DC Harley Quinn's Romance number 1. This is pretty much a continuation from last year's Valentine's book that she had. So this is just continuing the trend of DC and in Valentine's. So that's the whole purpose behind this book. And DC Power, a celebration. This is because Black History Month is beginning in February. So therefore, as a result, we are going to receive DC Power issue number 1, which features a stellar cast of artists and writers. That I'll openly admit to that one. That book looks promising. I'm interested in checking that one out when it comes out. Okay, so not much from DC, and let's go to more indie books. I know a lot of people love Image, so it's time for some Image comics, right? We got 14 titles. This does include Skybound, guys. I don't want to separate Skybound because I still see that Image logo. So we are going to include Skybound Comics, but 14 titles from Image Comics coming out. He's still here for all. I feel you, Kenneth, man. We're doing it. We're doing it. We still have. Let's see how many people we have left here. We still got 9 entries for The Last of Us. Put hashtag Last of Us for the giveaway, guys. We're going to be doing it soon. So 14 titles. starting with a title that I have some interest in, and that is Almighty. Right? Did you get a chance to take a look at this book?
No, or if I did, I passed over it. I'm not getting it.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of, first of all, I kind of like the title. It is a miniseries. So this book is set in 2098 in a third world American ravaged by economic collapse, anarchy warfare, and a mysterious environmental disaster contained behind a massive wall. A girl has been abducted, and a killer has been hired to find her and bring her home. This is technically a Mad Max Fury Road type of story. I'm curious to see it. I first of all, I like the title. I think Almighty is a cool title, so I'm definitely interested for it. That book is coming out. Another new book is Blood Tree #1. This is from Peter Tomasi. You guys may know that name. That book is also coming out, and this one is also a series premiere. I believe is an ongoing series, and it is two obsessed New York City detectives hunt for a vicious butcher called the Angel Killer, a sociopath who preys on innocent family members of unknown murderers in order to purify the rest of society. Kind of like a Seven kind of thing. So it's interesting. It's probably worth checking out. Who knows what it's going to be like? But this is a new book coming out from Image Comics. Also coming out from Image, you have King Spawn 19, Radiant Black 21, Rogue Sun issue 10, Nita Hawk's Nightmare Blogs. Back from hiatus, Savage Dragon issue 263, Flawed issue 5, Ant issue. I can't believe Ant's back. Now I was thinking about it. Ant. I remember Ant. And Walking Dead Deluxe issue 56. And those are your books for Image Comics. Now for the rest of the indie titles that we have here. Again, it's being that it's considered the 5th week. We don't have that many books from indies either. There's a lot of little, one books here, one book there from all the titles. But Boom has 3, Dark Horse has 4, IDW has 3. Oh my goodness, Sumerian. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Sumerian, Scout Comics, and Dynamite has 4. So let's take a look at those books. All right, over at Boom Studios, Mariah issue 3 is out this week. Also, The Approach issue #4, Magic the Gathering. That's a sick cover. That cover is pretty sick.
Yeah, there's a couple of them this week. Similar. Yeah.
All right. Over at Dark Horse, another new book coming out for Dark Horse Comics, Where Monsters Lie. Minor Threats, that's from Patton Oswalt. Quick Stops from Kevin Smith, and that's an anthology series. Young Hellboy, Assault on Castle Death, issue #4. Over at IDW, another new book. Oh, it's IDW, yes. Breath of Shadows, that's a new book that's also coming out. Star Trek issue #4. My Little Pony issue #9. All right. Breath of Shadows is another book that I'm kind of interested in checking out. I'm gonna peek it, see if I'm interested. All right, over at Sumeri, Firstborn issue #2, Sarah Lone, issue 4, Nobody's Girl issue 3, and The Purple Oblivion issue #3. It's always nice to see some indie books pop in. All right, Scott Comics, Red Winter issue Fallout #2, Category 0 issue Conflict issue 2, Thug Double Vision #3. I think this one was delayed as well, so not sure if it'll be out this week, but it's scheduled to come out, so who knows. Dynamite Entertainment, of course, your typical. Immortal Red Sonja issue #10, Vampirella Year 1 issue #5, Gargoyles the Facsimile edition.
What is it a facsimile of?
Of Gargoyles #1. Imagine it's a facsimile of the one that came out 2 weeks ago. Yeah, we're just bringing it back, guys. It looks exactly the same. Yeah, that's called a variant, my friend. Oh no,
second printing.
Second printing. All right, Purgatory Must Die issue #2. That's over at Dynamite. Then we have another company called American Mythology Productions. Their concept is to take like stories and turn them into comics, pretty much. So Silent Night, Deadly Night, issue number 2. Lady Zoro, Final Fight, issue number 1. So this is a premiere issue. And then Opus, which is kind of like a rock and roll comics. Even though these are not really considered rock and roll comics, but then again, Frank Fazella is known for greatness. So some Frank Fazella books from the day: Death Dealer number 9 and Dawn Attack issue number 2. Then we have some books from all sorts of indie publishers. Black Tape issue number 1 from AEW Upshot. I said AEW. I meant AWA. It's the other wrestling promotion, guys. The other wrestling promotion. Oh man, we're running out of time, man. It's this rip rap thing, right? Phoenix Files number 1 from Zenscope. Frank Miller presents Ancient Enemies issue number 2. A book that I'm interested in. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was a cool concept. Tales from Nottingham number 1. I'm gonna check this out from Mad Cave. I think it sounds really cool. It's taking place within the Robin Hood storyline, thus Nottingham. So I want to check this one out from Mad Cave. Then we have another smaller company. This one's Legends Publishing. They have Bone Check number 2. A company that we talked about a little while back. Regalif Comics. They're gonna have a book called The Astonishing Adventures of Alicia Carter and Robot. I love the fact that it just says and Robot. All right, Black Sun Children of the Black Sun issue 2 from Ablaze. I got the first issue. I didn't read it, but I wasn't thrilled about the art. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna pick this one up or not. I can't guarantee it. A book that I'm curious about because I kind of like the cover and it makes me feel like Mighty Mouse meets Batman, and that's Titan Mouse of Might. This book has been delayed for a while, but it's now coming out from Blood Moon Comics. All right, so that's definitely a book that I'm interested in. All right, and those are our titles for this week. Josh, did you see any good books?
There's a couple in there.
All right, so before we move forward, guys, we still want to let you guys know that there's still time to enter into the drawing. Let's see where we are right now. So currently, let's see where the polls are. The poll has a slab for 42%, man. It sounds to me people want that Cult of Dracula. So let me show it to you guys again. So you got the Cult of Dracula or Dracula right here, a 9.8 sign. All right. I don't think this one's going to win, though, but you got Wakanda number 4. First appears Akimi. It's a Tolson story, a really hot, trending book. It's going to gain momentum. And Batman Spawn, you're going to get an original piece of art from this book. So those books are your titles that one of them's going today. So you got to make sure you do that hashtag Last of Us, guys. Hashtag Last of Us. Josh, it's time for our pull list. So we'll start off with your books, okay? So before we start sharing that stuff out, let me make sure I could get it into the screen so we could see it. And we'll get it ready to go. All right, but before we do that, let's go ahead and it's time to do our branding. So what are the picks of the weeks? Let's find out. All right, let's take a look at our picks for the weeks for Josh Cabrera. So, Josh, you have a light week, don't you?
I have a light week. There's some books that I've fallen off, but there's a lot of number 1s here. So, out with the old and with the new. We got Silver Surfer. We got Dark Web. So, Dark Web, maybe I missed the marketing promotion, but the A covers all connect. So, and this finale cover right here is sort of the last piece of the puzzle. So it'll be nice to put them all together. Scarlet Witch number 2, some good coverage here as well. I think I'm going with the A cover. And then I am picking up the this Raven cover for Lazarus Planet. This one spoke to me. I thought this was really cool. It's cardstock.
It literally spoke to you. It says "Come to me." So she was doing her Azrael Meteor and Centauri on you, didn't she?
Basically, she said spend that extra dollar on the cardstock cover. But then we got the Flash continuation as well as Star Wars #1, Son of Star Wars.
Yeah,
So
the Pacelli variant I see. It's pretty
of
cool.
course, how could I? The well, I never like to speak ill of any artist, but Ken Lashley's not in my top 10.
Really, Ken Lashley? I like Ken Lashley. I'm okay with him. Let's go ahead and take a look at my list here. So, of course, I always go crazy on my list, right? So, let's take a look at what I got. As I mentioned to you, I did say Almighty #1 is in the list. I also saw this Infinity Saga Phase 3 variant of the Avengers. This is where it makes sense, doesn't it? It's an Avenger comic and it has Avenger characters. Who would have thought that would make sense instead of like some Mickey Mouse stuff? Okay, so who knows, right? So that I picked that one. I also picked out Blade. Let me get rid of this here. Blade, Bloodline Daughter of Blade, the regular book. I decided to pick the regular book. I'm not feeling those covers, guys. But the Miles Morales issue #3, the Ivan Tile cover looks really nice. I really enjoy that cover. It's a really nice cover. Ghostlight. I like this one. This is the regular edition. I do like this cover. It's like Silver Surfer holding Silver Surfer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool looking cover. Tales of Nottingham #1, as I mentioned to you. Of course, I got to pick up Dark Web. I want to finish it. And Moon Knight #20, I put it in there because I like the Phil Tan cover. I mentioned Titan Mounts of Might issue #1. Batman's Legends of Gotham #1. Now, remember I told you about the Katana cover. I think this is a fabulous cover, especially since we don't feature Katana that often. I think this is a really good cover that I think will be, my personal opinion, I think will be a little bit of a sleeper. So who knows? But it's a cover B, so, only time will tell. Katana's not exactly the most...
Prey.
What was that?
Bring back Birds of Prey. It's time.
Okay. And you have the Flash 1 Minute War. This is the cover B incentive cover. I just like the book. I'm going to get the book whether I get the incentive book or not. So those are my picks for this week, guys. So we got one more chance, right? So right now the giveaway, we still got 9 entries just to show I just want to show it to people so that they can see it here. So let's go ahead and present it. And you got to do a hashtag Last of Us. So if you do hashtag Last of Us, let me show it to you guys one more time how it was supposed to look like. You do hashtag Last of Us for your chance to be part and to be in the entry to win. Let's take a look at what it is. What is it going to be, guys? It's going to be a slab. That's what it's going to be. It's 42% of you said slab, and slab it is, guys. It's going to be a slab. So make sure you put hashtag Last of Us. So it's only one per person. So I see, Ken, if you did it multiple times, I do believe you're already counted for. Jake, this is how it's supposed to look. So if you want to put it, Jake, go ahead and put it, man. He's like, I don't know how to do a hashtag. Oh, Jake, just type in that. You got Comics by the Bay. He's made his entry. We're going to give away the slab. We're going to give away the slab. What do you say, Josh? It's going to be a slab today.
Can't go wrong with the slab.
You can't go wrong with a 9.8 Cult of Dracula. Second Sight Publishing presents Rick Comic City. A lot of titles here. This is going to be our book for today. So let's go ahead and show it again one more time here. And it's going to be this book right here. Cult, as you can see, the signature is, oh, there it is. That's the signature. Let's go ahead and do this. Again, we have 9 entries at the moment. So we're going to do our giveaway. But before we do our giveaway, guys, we gotta do it with a bang. So woohoo! Let's just love it, Josh. Let's just love these things. It's time. We got our 10 entries in. It is time now to see. Do we have one more entry? Do we need another one? Do we need it like that? Oh, there's Mr. System 96. Are we gonna get our Last of Us entry? Make sure you get it now while it's still time. So I'm gonna do it. So here it comes. Let's see who wins. And if it's Nathan or Ralph, they're not winning. Comics by the Bay! Congratulations! Matt, you are Matt, you are the winner of this slab title. Congratulations. I'm actually happy. I'm happy that he's getting it. I got to ship to Florida. But I am happy.
Price.
What was that?
The same price.
The same price, yeah. It's good. I gotta do the whole, I gotta do this whole things, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why Easy Spread says legs. I don't get it, but oh well.
They meant to type "let's go."
Maybe. Let's go. All right, congratulations to Comics by the Bay. Yes way, you are today's winner. I still have these two other books that I'm gonna hold on to these two for a future. All right, so I'm gonna hold on for a future. So one of these two, someone's gonna get this maybe sometime next week. Who knows? We'll see what goes on next week. Oh, so Easy Spread did say let's go. Look at that. Thank you. Dude, man, I'm old. That's why I got Josh. Josh, what's hanging in the background? We didn't talk about what's hanging out in the background. What's hanging out back there?
This is Dr. Aphra, number 28, but this is the Return of the Jedi variant celebrating the 40th anniversary. So this is number 3 out of 40.
So you got 3 out of 40.
I got 3 out of the 40 that are coming out.
Awesome. All right. So that's the book. Now, guys, easy and sleazy. I have no idea what's going on here, guys. All right. But congratulations once again to Comics by the Bay. I'm really happy that you got it, man. And of course, we be watching your show. I love watching your show. You crack me up all the time, man. You keep up the good work over there in Comics by the Bay. All right. It is time. Graduation. Guys, it's always a pleasure to have everyone in the show. As you know, we do our best to give you the best show that we could possibly give you. Again, Josh, let them know what you're doing tomorrow, guys.
Tomorrow, you can find me on Whatnot. Follow me at Josh Cabrera. We're going to do a great show. It's going to be starting at 9:30. Be there and scan that Square QR code.
That's right. You get $15 off your first purchase with this QR code. So make sure you just scan the QR code. If you're watching this through YouTube, you can just scan it from your TV screen and you get $15. And you could buy something from Josh. Josh, do you have any good books for this week that you got?
So many books. There's just so many books. Right. Please buy my books.
Buy his books, or else his wife will kill him. I know. Exactly. I met her. All right, Josh. Again, another thing I want to share with you guys is, as you can see here, there is a QR code in the top. That's for buying me a comic book. So if you have a chance to buy me a comic book, buy me a comic book. All you got to do is hit that QR code. It is a buy me a coffee, but I don't do coffee. I don't drink coffee. I read comics. And I love to look at comic books. But if you get a chance, support the channel here. Thank you for supporting the channel as in any way you can by liking, subscribing, sharing the channel. It helps us a lot. We are working our way to 2,000 subscribers. I'm working my way there. We're currently at 1,590. We've been sitting at 1,590 for a while though. So we got to build it up. If we do 2,000, my goal is to give not just one, but 2 slabs for the 2,000. So 2 slab giveaway for 2,000 subscribers. And in case you're wondering what's the story with the comic book terms, it's a work in progress. It's taking me longer than I expected to do it. It's gonna be out. Once it's out, you will know. I will make sure you guys know it. So go ahead and check it out. You can support me on Patreon. There's my Patreon there as well. You could just find me on Izzyverse. You can find Izzyverse NYC through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We got a Discord. There's a Discord out there, guys. Go there as well. So you can support me on Patreon as well. You can support me on Buy Me a Comic, whichever way it works, guys. With that said, man, it's time for me to go watch some wrestling because we just came off of Royal Rumble. And if you guys watch wrestling, Royal Rumble was crazy this week. But it's been a blast. Josh, where can people find you, man?
Follow me on Instagram whenever I'm on there. Cabrera_Josh. And of course, Whatnot Josh Cabrera.
All right. And as you can see me anywhere, Izzyverse NYC. Make sure you give a like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, guys, I love you. I can't wait to see you soon. But with that being said, guys, Excelsior.